America is now preparing for another presidential election. Current President Joe Biden, representing the Democratic Party, is seeking re-election, though there might be a last-minute change in the Democratic candidate. In a twist of political fate, his predecessor, Donald Trump from the Republican Party, is also trying to return to the White House after his defeat in the 2020 election. This situation got me thinking about the history. Today we're diving together into a topic that sparks both controversy and curiosity: the 5 worst presidents in the history of the United States. We will examine their economic performance, foreign policy decisions, crisis management, and the scandals that define their time in office. Let's go together on a journey through history as we uncover the stories of these leaders and the lasting impacts of their presidencies. Number 5 on our list is Richard Nixon, the 37th President of the United States. He is one of the most controversial figures in American political history. His presidency, marked by significant achievements and dramatic downfalls, remains a topic of fascination and debate. Nixon's time in office saw major accomplishments, including the opening of diplomatic relations with China and significant arms control agreements with the Soviet Union. However, these achievements are often overshadowed by the Watergate scandal, a political scandal that brought down his presidency. The Watergate scandal began with a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate complex. As investigations unfolded, it was revealed that Nixon and his administration were involved in a cover-up to obstruct justice. The scandal exposed widespread abuses of power, including illegal wiretapping and attempts to undermine political opponents. Nixon's downfall was captured in a series of dramatic moments. The Saturday Night Massacre, where he ordered the firing of the special prosecutor investigating Watergate, sparked a national outrage. Ultimately, facing certain impeachment, Nixon became the first American president to resign from office on August 8, 1974. Despite his resignation, Nixon's story didn't end there. He spent years attempting to rehabilitate his image, writing books and giving interviews. His life and career continue to be studied as a complex tale of ambition, success, and scandal. Richard Nixon's presidency is a compelling story of how a leader's actions can both shape and tarnish a legacy, leaving an indelible mark on American history. Number 4 on the list is Herbert Hoover, the 31st President of the United States. He is often remembered for his tenure during the early years of the Great Depression, a time of unprecedented economic hardship. If you want to know more about the Great Depression, don't miss this video. The link is in the description of this video. Hoover came to the presidency with a reputation as a brilliant engineer and humanitarian. He had led successful relief efforts during World War I and served as Secretary of Commerce, where he championed efficiency and innovation. However, his presidency was dominated by the Great Depression, which began just months after he took office. Hoover's response to the economic crisis was seen as inadequate and out of touch. He believed in limited government intervention and emphasized voluntary cooperation among businesses to maintain employment and production. However, as unemployment soared and breadlines grew, his approach failed to address the severity of the crisis. Hoover's reluctance to provide direct aid to struggling Americans further damaged his reputation. Public frustration boiled over in 1932 with the Bonus Army incident. Thousands of World War I veterans marched on Washington, D.C. demanding early payment of promised bonuses. Hoover ordered the U.S. Army to disperse the protesters, resulting in a violent confrontation that further tarnished his image. Hoover's legacy is a complex one. While his pre-presidential career was marked by significant achievements, his inability to effectively respond to the Great Depression has cast a long shadow over his presidency. Number 3 on the list is Warren G. Harding, the 29th President of the United States. He is often remembered for the corruption and scandals that plagued his administration, overshadowing his time in office. Harding's presidency, which he famously dubbed a return to normalcy, was marred by numerous scandals involving his appointees and close associates. The most notorious of these was the Teapot Dome scandal, where Secretary of the Interior Albert B. Fall accepted bribes from oil companies in exchange for leasing federal oil reserves without competitive bidding. The scandal shocked the nation and led to Fall's imprisonment, the first time a cabinet member was convicted of a felony. Harding himself was known for his affable nature and love of poker, often hosting late-night games at the White House. He once bet an entire set of White House china in a poker game. Despite his personal charm, Harding's lack of oversight and reliance on corrupt friends known as the Ohio Gang allowed scandal to flourish. Adding to the intrigue, Harding's sudden death in 1923 sparked numerous conspiracy theories. Some speculated he was poisoned by his wife Florence, while others believed he succumbed to the stress of his unraveling administration. Officially, Harding died of a heart attack, but the mystery continues to fuel speculation. Warren G. Harding's presidency remains a cautionary tale of how personal charm and political connections can't substitute for integrity and accountability. Number 2 on the list of worst presidents of the United States is Andrew Johnson, the 17th President of the United States. He assumed office after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. If you want to know more about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, don't miss this video. The link is in the description of this video. Johnson's presidency was marked by his contentious approach to Reconstruction and his relentless clashes with Congress. Johnson's lenient policies towards the South included rapid reintegration of former Confederate states without significant protections for newly freed slaves. He believed in a swift restoration, which allowed Southern states to enact black codes, severely restricting the rights of African Americans. Johnson's opposition to civil rights legislation put him at odds with the radical Republicans in Congress who sought to enforce more stringent measures. In a dramatic turn of events, Johnson became the first American president to be impeached. His dismissal of Secretary of War Edwin Stanton in defiance of the Tenure of Office Act was the final straw for Congress. Though he narrowly escaped removal from office by a single Senate vote, his presidency was irreparably damaged. Johnson's story is also colored by his rise from humble beginnings. Born in a log cabin and apprenticed as a tailor, Johnson's journey to the White House is a testament to his tenacity. Yet, his stubbornness and inability to compromise proved to be his undoing as president. Andrew Johnson's tumultuous presidency left a legacy of missed opportunities to heal and unify a fractured nation. Finally, number 1. James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States, is often remembered as one of the most ineffective leaders in American history. During his tenure, the nation was on the brink of the Civil War, and Buchanan's lack of decisive action only hastened its arrival. Buchanan's presidency is marked by his failure to address the secession crisis. When South Carolina and other southern states threatened to secede from the Union, Buchanan stood by, claiming he had no constitutional authority to stop them. His inaction and passivity are often cited as major factors leading to the Civil War. One of the most controversial moments of Buchanan's presidency was his support for the Supreme Court's Dred Scott decision. The ruling declared that African Americans could not be citizens and that Congress had no power to prohibit slavery in the territories. This decision not only inflamed sectional tensions but also underscored Buchanan's pro-Southern sympathies. Adding to the drama, Buchanan's personal life was shrouded in mystery and speculation. He never married, earning him the nickname Bachelor President. Some historians suggest he had a close and possibly romantic relationship with William Rufus King, sparking debates about Buchanan's private life. Buchanan's legacy is one of missed opportunities and failed leadership, leaving a nation more divided than ever. As we wrap up our look at these controversial presidents, if you think there's a president we missed, or if you have something to add, we want to hear from you.